If you're looking to create, grow, and sustain your wealth, download and subscribe to the Pain Points of Wealth podcast at BeBullish.com with Bob, Ryan, and Chris Payne. It's your podcast for market insights, money tips, and real talk on the economy.
Download and subscribe
at BeBullish.com.
Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
And the number to reach me this hour live, 800-848-9222. President Trump at a rally in Kentucky tonight. And Trump even doing the Trump dance on stage. You have to love it every time that it happens. The president, again in Kentucky, taking on Obama and Gavin Newsom. But we're starting with a hero police commander. I'm sure you've all seen the picture, the photograph that has gone international, in fact, viral, of NYPD Chief Aaron Edwards literally jumping over a barricade to chase down one of the attempted New York City bombing suspect. He and his partner for the day are stepping up, representing the very best of law enforcement. And he was at one police plaza a few hours ago talking to the media.
In that moment, we had to pivot from one type of policing to a different type of policing, and I think the way that we transitioned was really good. In terms of going viral, first off, I'm happy that I cleared that barrier. Okay, imagine if I fell. But to me, it was just instant. I'm trying to get the bad guy. I was in real pursuit trying to get him, and just the picture going viral. I don't want that picture to be about me. I want it to be about the day. I want it to be about what we did. I want that picture to be a reminder to New Yorkers that, your cops, the members of the NYPD, we're going to be relentless in pursuing justice, right? And there's going to be no obstacles. Nothing's going to stand in our way from protecting New Yorkers.
And imagine, folks, he didn't just jump over the barricade. He's a police commander, so he had on those patent leather shoes, and he still managed to go right over that barricade.
How were you able to jump that barricade with not a pair of Nikes, not a pair of Adidas, but patent leather police shoes? How does that work?
Well, listen, part of being a police officer, you got to be sharp, you got to be on point. And so when I step out of my uniform, I want to look a certain way, I want to present to the public a certain way. And so I wear regular shoes, and I can run, I can jump, I can fight in them.
I think there's a brand deal coming for you. What do you say?
I wouldn't mind that.
An absolute hero. Folks, remember what happened recently at the funeral for the Reverend Jesse Jackson? All the politics coming from the left, all taking shots at Trump, just like Kamala.
So let me just say, I predicted a lot about what's happening right now. I'm not into saying I told you so, but we did see it coming. But what I did not predict is that we would not have Jesse Jackson with us right now to help us get through.
Okay, well, that part is true. But Kamala, did you predict you would lose every battleground state and the popular vote? Did you predict that? Well, Obama and Biden did the same at Jackson's funeral. And I told you folks on this show that I found it remarkable that Obama even showed up, because boy, did Reverend Jesse Jackson hate Obama. And I know he did, because we had repeated private conversations. And he told me that numerous times. And boy, do I wish I could use the language and tell the stories that he told me about Obama. I was about to name another major civil rights leader that you all know. Everybody knows his name nationally, but, I don't want to kiss and tell. And the stories that he told me about Obama, right? And these are guys that have been to the White House with Obama. Let's just say no justice, no peace. And I'm going to leave it at that, okay? So, again, I'm not going to kiss and tell, but finally it was President Trump's turn to do some payback. And boy, did he enjoy messing with Obama.
How about Barack Hussein Obama? He went to Jesse Jackson's funeral. He spoke, and it was like a political hit job. And the family of Jesse Jackson got angry as hell at him because they understand they hated each other. He was there. But I loved watching that. That was so... The family goes outside and they start screaming at him.
And so what you need to remember about all of this, folks, is that at one point, President Trump and Jackson were tight. So if I knew that Jackson hated Obama, you don't think he told the same thing to Trump? Of course he did. Of course he did. And hey, remember pretty boy Governor Gavin Newsom? California, he went before that black crowd in Atlanta and told them he was like them, that he can't read. You can't make this stuff up. Well, anyway, President Trump also brought him up tonight in Kentucky.
I want the President of the United States to have a cognitive deficiency. Okay. Right? And when he admitted this, I said, I think he just lost the Democrat nomination. What do I know? But you know what? I'm for everybody. But when it comes to president, you got to be sharp. You got to be sharp as hell.
President Trump, and also in Kentucky just a few hours ago, Dr. Oz went into action. Of course, Dr. Oz, part of the administration, when a woman fainted at the rally.
It's Dr. Oz. Can you believe it? Dr. Oz. Wow. He's a good doctor. Thank you, Oz.
And President Trump thanking Dr. Oz there, 800-848-9222. We're about to begin with your live calls. We see them coming in. But also at that rally in Kentucky tonight, YouTuber turned boxer Jake Paul was there. President Trump brought him up on stage and endorsed Jake Paul for a future in politics.
Yeah, what Mr. Trump has taught me is courage. We never back down from a fight, even if they're much bigger than you, much, much bigger than you. And I feel all the local Kentuckians feel the same way. You guys have that fight. You guys have that swag. There's a lot of young kids in here. The future of America. I grew up just a few hours away from here, and my dad taught me to fight. And all of our voices matter in America. And I'm never afraid to speak the truth. And I know you guys aren't. We are here representing the United States. And it's just a blessing. Thank you, Mr. Trump. We need more factories like this thriving all over the country. And I know he's going to be the one to bring that here to us. I know God is with us. I know he wants us on the right side of history. And everyone here has to do their part. And God's got us. Trump's got us. God bless. Love you, Kentucky.
And President Trump went on to endorse him for any future office that he might run for. And when I say the name Jake Paul, I think about his recent fight that he had with Mike Tyson, in which Jake Paul won that fight. Let's start with your telephone calls. Let's begin with line 4. Teddy in Yonkers. Teddy, good evening. What's on your mind?
Yeah, I only have one thing to say. Mitch McConnell was right when he said Trump caused January 6th. And that's all I've got to say to you, Dominic.
Okay,
you're gonna come at me. You're gonna
Teddy,
attack me.
Teddy,
you're going to attack me.
Teddy, I just want to ask you respectfully a question. Do you feel you have the right to just completely hijack the show?
There you go again. What are you?
Was I discussing January? Wait, Teddy, please stay with me here. Was I discussing January 6th?
No.
Okay, so what makes you call up and you just want to talk out of the clear blue sky? You just hijack the show and turn the show in a completely different direction.
Because
what makes you think you have that right?
You have always said you will take anybody and deal with any topic that they want to discuss. You have said that.
Teddy, first of all, Teddy, I want you to calm down because you're going to have a stroke. I can tell you're almost spitting out your words. So you need to calm down. That's number one.
You gave me a chest cold.
I gave you a chest cold?
Yes, you did. And I blame myself for reacting to your verbiage against me, okay? I got so many people telling me, Teddy,
here we go. Your brainwashed high school students that don't know jack, you know what. You're going to tell me about them, right?
They know better than you.
Oh, okay? They do, huh? So what journalism school did they go to? What journalism school did they go to?
They said if you came down to Co-op City, you'd be eaten up whole by the sharks.
Teddy, I'm in much, and it's not a badge of honor. I'm in much, Co-op City is a joke if you're trying to illustrate that as the dangerous community. I'm often in very dangerous communities and very comfortable in my skin. Matt Blaze, help me out here with Teddy.
I know you got the pools that you go to. You have a pool. Okay.
Oh, now, wait a minute, Matt Blaze. Wait a minute. Now a black man can't have a pool? Is that what you're telling me?
Did I say that? Or did
you just said
that?
I have a pool. You said that. I didn't bring up pool. You did.
So I said that. Yeah, you have a pool.
So you're telling me a black man can't own a pool?
So you're saying the Co-op City is a dump?
I didn't say it's a dump. You were trying to say that you said I'd be eaten alive in Co-op City. I can go in Co-op City blind and handcuffed. There's no. I mean, that's not considered a bad community.
Dominic, let's get back to the call, okay? McConnell was
so this
right.
is the Teddy Show. Matt Blaze, will you handle him, please?
Dominic, they got sharks in Co-op City. They don't got alligators. So the sharks will eat you up.
Hey, Matt, solve the equation x squared equals -1. Do you know the answer, Matt?
X squared equals -1.
Yeah, solve it for x without looking it up on the computer.
So Teddy basically just said a black man can't own a pool. I mean,
I never said that.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Don't run from it now. Yes, you did.
Oh, yes, Dominic. You think you're better than a lot of people because you live in Rockland County, you got a home, okay? You think you're better than a lot of people, Dominic.
Hating 101. Hating 101. Oh, Teddy, your true colors. What is that song they say? Your true colors, their final will shine through.
Derek told me you need me for ratings.
Okay.
He said to me, Teddy, he needs you for ratings.
So you know what? So since you think that I need you for ratings, for the next week, I am not taking a single telephone call from you. How about that? Since you think I need you for ratings. Teddy, I need you. Teddy, I need you like I need a hole in the head. It is time for a break. We're coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show
on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
This is Greg Kelly. Donate now to Toys for Tots, which works year-round. Go to toysfortots.org. Toys for Tots supports children in need throughout the year with programs like the Toys for Tots Literacy Program. Established in 2008, it has provided over 63 million books to disadvantaged children. The Toys for Tots Literacy Program is committed to providing disadvantaged children with direct access to books and educational resources that enhance their ability to read and communicate effectively. Go to toysfortots.org.
Adobe Acrobat Studio, your team's home base. Collaborate within a shared PDF space. You've got your docs, your plans, your specs, and then invite the crew to build what's next. They talk up the teamwork. Here's an updated render. They think that this design could be a contender. And when somebody wonders what's the next step, AI helps you finish the rest. Bolts are tight, now your plan's refined. Run a smoother business when you're all aligned. Do that with Acrobat. Learn more at adobe.com/do-that-with-Acrobat.
Halliday presents, in the red corner, the undisputed, undefeated Weed Whacker Guy. Champion of hurling grass and pollen everywhere. And in the blue corner, the challenger, extra strength Halliday. Eye drops that work all day to prevent the release of histamines that cause itchy allergy eyes. And the winner by knockout is Halliday. Halliday, bring it on.
Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
I'm sorry, Teddy. I'm sorry, Teddy. I didn't mean for you to be exposed. So, Teddy, I'm looking at my Twitter. And Marianne says, I hate to say it, but Teddy is a typical liberal. He has the victim mentality. He blames you for his chest cold. Can't make this up. So, Dr. Matt Blaze, what just happened here? Teddy tried, I'm going to tell you what, he tried to punk me by saying that I won't step into Co-op City. Co-op City, in terms of toughness.
Because you have a pool, Dominic. You can't swim with the sharks in Co-op City.
In terms of toughness, I don't exactly see Co-op City as tough, right? So I'm not proud of this, Matt Blaze, but what I used to do, I don't do it anymore because I've matured. Because of the success I've had, sometimes I would be reckless. I'm being honest with you, folks. In the middle of the night when I would be hanging out in the street, thank God I don't do this anymore. And I would go to the most dangerous neighborhoods at 3 o'clock in the morning in New York City. I'm talking about bars and Hunts Point. This is when they had prostitution on every corner. And my whole thing was, Dominic Carter is here. And to all the drug dealers, I know who you are, and all the stick-up kids, I dare you. And I guess God was just with me, and nothing ever happened. But Dr. Blaze, did Teddy just have a nervous breakdown on the air? And by the way, he's barred. He said, I need him for ratings. Teddy, you're the biggest joke. Do you know how many emails I get a day, Teddy, with people begging me not to put you on? Do you know any idea? So today is Thursday. You will not be on the show, and I'm saying this publicly so that the audience can hold this to me. You will not be on the show with me until at least next Friday, since you think that I need you for ratings. So, Dr. Blaze, what just happened?
Dominic, my students told me that you need me, even though I didn't call in for months. And somehow the show went on, I don't know how, without my math problems.
Did he just have a breakdown? What happened?
I don't know. Does he want to go swimming? He picks
He
up a
said
pool
you
out
have
of
a
nowhere.
pool, you live in Rockland County.
What does
Teddy,
that mean?
Teddy, you're sweating me like a woman. What's up with that, Teddy? I mean,
You gave me a head cold, Dominic. I can't think straight.
I don't know.
You hear that, Sherman?
Well, thank you, Dr. Blaze. You can send me your bill. Folks, we've got to take a break. We see your telephone calls. We're going to get to them when we come back. Poor Teddy. 800-848-9222. Dominic Carter here with you. A lot to still get to. I just don't know what just happened. Teddy, like a classic liberal, he showed his true colors. His true colors. He brought up that I have a swimming pool. Matt Blaze, you have a swimming pool.
But I can't swim with the sharks either, Dominic.
Time for a break. We are coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show
on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
If data management is slowing
down your business,
you need the Intuit ERP. If one entity is here, and one here, and one here, and one here, you need the Intuit ERP. If scaling your business feels like starting over, you need the Intuit ERP. Intuit Enterprise Suite is the AI-native ERP solution that consolidates, migrates, and automates, all in one place. Learn more at intuit.com/ERP.
Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
So we're about to begin with some of your telephone calls. I'm looking at my Twitter at my ex, Catherine Trunk. Hello to your 93 or 96, 93-year-old mom. Tell her I said hello and I wish her well. Catherine says, at Dominic TV, I admire your patience with Teddy. You caught him with the pool comment. Well, Catherine, let me just divert for a second. Liberals are all the same. And I'm just going to be straight with you, especially with black people. I know what's best for you, boy. Go sit down in that corner, and I'll tell you what to do. You heard Teddy. He just exposed himself. I wasn't on the air talking about my pool or Matt's pool. You live in Rockland County, and you have a pool. Teddy, I don't need you for anything. I take your calls to expose the classic thinking from liberals. You sat there, I'm going to be honest with you, with those black and Latino kids in Norman Thomas High School, and you tout yourself, when the truth is you were really looking down at them. If we're going to be real and keep it, oh, your head is exploding right about now. Catherine goes on to say here, true colors. There we go, Matt Blaze. Why are you messing with poor Teddy? And you're laughing at it. You're laughing. Why are you doing that to poor Teddy?
I swim with the sharks, Dominic. I can swim with the sharks. You can't swim with sharks. You can't swim with alligators. And you don't know the square root of 23.
Cyndi Lauper, right? That's Cyndi Lauper, right?
Cyndi Lauper, yes.
Right. I thought she was cute back in the day. Her and what was the girl? The actress, short. I got a thing. Never mind. Short, petite women. Don't make that face. I'm talking about back in the day.
I'm trying to think about it.
Wait, what was her name? Goldie Hawn.
Oh,
Goldie growing Hawn. Up, I had such a crush on Goldie Hawn. Oh, but anyway, Catherine says I couldn't afford Goldie Hawn. But anyway, you caught him with the pool comment. He couldn't retrieve himself. And that's why he was getting angrier. He is angry at himself. John Beckman. John says, can you just imagine being the child of Teddy and growing up in that household? Yikes. Marianne says, I am cracking up listening to you and Matt. Thanks. I needed this. Hank says, Teddy has DCS. What's DCS? Dominic Carter syndrome. He needs to get a bikini. And Yetta, who's also a school teacher, right? So, Teddy, I need people like Yetta. I need people like Liz in Florida. I need people like Catherine. I don't need you, Teddy. And to prove the point, you won't be on with me for at least the next week. And, folks, the proof is in the pudding, since Teddy said that I need him for ratings. Well, if I need you for ratings, why don't you have a show, Teddy, yourself? Anyway, Yetta says, laughing my off. You gave Teddy a chest cold. I am laughing so hard. Listen to him with that fake cough. Now he's carrying on about Co-op City and asking about math equations. He would be a phenomenal straight man in a comedy act. I may contact him to resurrect my stand-up act. You go, Yetta, you go. So, Matt Blaze, why are you laughing? You're still laughing. What are you laughing at? Teddy just had an on-air breakdown.
I'm just thinking about the comment about being Teddy's kid.
Oh. Oh.
No dinner for you until you do your math problems. Know your times tables.
A lot of telephone calls here. Let's go to Jerry in New Jersey, line 4. Jerry, what's on your mind?
Hey, Dominic, I have a concern about the midterms in that Trump has done a great job, obviously, in expanding elderly Democrats, some of them, and also blue-collar workers that are Democrats, sometimes the working class men, white men even, and also the minorities, especially the men minorities that were formerly Democrats. So that margin is very important in these close races. But a lot of those people, even the ones that are working, they use the Medicaid system, the elderly people, to supplement Medicare. The working class people are using Medicaid even though they're working because that's the way they afford things. And the same with a lot of that EBT cards. So I'm concerned that it should have been taken away from all foreigners who are here illegally. Should have been the total focus on the Medicaid.
Jerry, you mentioned EBT cards. Do you know anybody that has an EBT card?
Yeah, I do. And what I saw with them is that they're using it to supplement their incomes, that they're making incomes, but their families are too big and they need it to be able to make the ends meet. Now, wait a minute, Jerry. Jerry, you said they're using it to supplement their income. What exactly do you mean by that? Well, I guess I mean that I see this with Medicaid also.
Jerry, can you answer the question? Jerry, I don't have all day for the question. Please answer the question.
The margin, the amount of money they have left to take home after they're done working is not enough to keep health care and food on the table for the people without those supplemental.
Okay, so you're saying they're using it for legitimate reasons?
Yes.
Absolutely false. You don't know anything about EBT.
Okay, wait,
your heart is in the right place, but you don't know anything about EBT. Do you know the amount of fraud? And I know because I've watched it. I know people that commit fraud with it. Okay?
Yes.
Do you have any idea the amount of fraud that goes into that, Jerry?
Yes, I do. The amount of fraud.
But there's always a but. Jerry, is it fair to say you're a liberal or no?
No, I'm not a liberal. I'm a complete Trump supporter, 100%. Okay,
so all right, okay, fine, okay. So, but why would you want to let something continue? Okay, now it does a lot of good. I grew up on food stamps, right? But why would you want something to continue where we know it's being abused? And they're trying to get it in the right path where you can't buy sugary drinks and so on. Why would you not want the proper enforcement that is needed?
I don't. I want the emphasis on enforcement on the illegals at this point until after the
No. You're just repeating the same point. You didn't answer my question. You just completely sidestepped my question. Take illegals out of it. I'm talking about fraud with EBT cards. Address that, please.
Okay, fraud with EBT cards, I would say that part I agree with you on. But here is a but. If there is any legitimate people in there, which there are some, somehow you have to make sure those people don't get knocked out and we don't lose the midterms. But mainly Medicaid is much more of a problem. The expanded Medicaid is really the real issue here, like 9 times more. Like 10% of it, I was thinking EBT. 90% I'm talking about Medicaid expansion.
Well, I hear you, Jerry. I got to move on. Thank you for the call. But it reaches a point. I get a lot of calls from senior citizens where they can't qualify for food stamps, so they're given very little, while illegals, are buying the best of food products and so on. Something has to give. There's a reason why Trump won every battleground state. I hear you on the midterms. I hear you, Jerry. But EBT cards, the Trump administration is headed in the right direction. Let's go to John, line 2, Hell's Kitchen. Good morning, John. What's on your mind?
Good morning, Dominic. Number one, quickly, that Deputy Inspector Hero, he looked like he was in the Milrose games coming over that thing, man. It was unbelievable.
But really, hey, John, but like he said, can you imagine if he would have fell?
Oh, my God. And what was going through his head, thinking about his family, his wife, and he ran right to it, man. He ran right to it. He deserves a medal. I know that up to now, Mondami hasn't even talked about him. He hasn't invited him to the Gracie. But I hope President Trump will have him at the White House. You know that.
President Trump will have him at the White House.
Yes, he will.
What does it say to you, John, that Mondani has not really? I just saw a clip. He's apologizing to the black community because during his inauguration, he said immigrants built this city. But he's being polarizing by saying, he's trying to bring in the black community. But a lot of different races built this city, not just one group. So with this police captain that did, and his partner that did a hero situation in terms of chasing this guy down, those things could have blew up. Why do you think Mamdani hasn't given him the accolades that he so clearly deserves?
Do you know how you always say, I want to be real with you, I'm going to be real with you?
Yes.
I'm going to be real with you.
Okay.
We have a problem with this guy, Mamdani. He's instigating a situation where every word out of his mouth, like out of Obama's mouth, like out of Harris's mouth, like out of Biden's mouth, is white supremacy, which to the people in the street that are stoned, ignorant, uneducated, of every ilk, of every creed, of every color, when they hear that, it's like a trigger. And this guy, Dominic, I sound like Teddy. Dominic.
You don't say. There's only one Teddy, and let me just say this, John. I really feel sad for him because I knew he was a classic liberal, and I knew sooner or later it would come out. The attitude of boy, go sit down in the corner, and it came out tonight.
Dominic, I wonder if Teddy knows that Co-op City used to be called Freedom Land back in the day.
Yeah,
it was
who
an
knows
amusement
what he
park.
knows.
So the reason I called, which I spoke to your screener, is that this impending threat that is horrific to even think about in California, I wonder if all these clowns at the Academy Award are going to run their mouths, or they're going to show up, or who do they expect to protect them if, God forbid, anything like that ever happened? Now, I'm a professional actor. I'm in the industry. I love my country. And I wonder are they going to cancel it, or are they not going to show up? Or is there going to be, Dominic, the situation, to tie it to Iran, 47 years ago this should have been done. This is a mop-up, clean-up Zamboni. At the Garden when they Zamboni the ice? Trump is Zamboni in the Middle East right now. And hopefully people will skate, if you get my meaning. You know what I mean?
Right. No, I got you. I got you, John, and I thank you for the great call. And you're right. We'll see what happens at the Academy Awards, whether these phonies are going to show up, or fearful that a drone, and we hope that doesn't happen, anywhere in America. Let's go to line 1. Mike in New Jersey. Good morning, Mike. Welcome to the Dominic Carter Show.
Good morning, Dominic. Let me preface this by saying I'm not an expert on Islam, but I have an idea of how to deal with radical Islam in the United States. When Muhammad was in Mecca trying to spread Islam, he was more of a missionary. And then when he was rejected in Mecca,
Mike, I don't do the history thing. Come on, make your present day comment, because I got too many calls. You can't go through a history lesson. Make your present day comment.
The point
go
is
ahead.
This. The United States can recognize the Meccan Surah as the Islamic religion, and then recognize the Medinan Surah of the Quran as a terroristic cult.
Or how about this, and thank you for the call. The United States don't recognize anything, doesn't recognize nothing. We don't have to bend to them. I'm sorry. How about that? We recognize nothing. Either you assimilate with the rest of us or get out. It's that simple. How about that? How about that, folks? Let's go to Carmen in Central Harlem, line 4. Carmen, what's on your mind?
Okay. The guy that was on the phone about half a second ago, he was talking about EBT cards and how it supplements people's income. That's not true. It goes according to your budget. If there's only one person in your household, they ask you how much. They ask you if you have a job. If you have a job, you bring in 4 pay stubs, and then they go according to how much money you bring home. You bring home $600, $700.
Hey, Carmen, I want you to finish, but I think he was misspeaking. He was trying to say, without saying it, that people rightfully so needed to supplement because their income is not enough for them to survive. That's what I think he was trying to say. He just wasn't doing a good job articulating it. Go right ahead, Carmen.
But if you're on Social Security, it goes according to how much money you get from Social Security. If you bring in home $900, they give you $950 or $990. They're not going to give you $281. They give you like maybe $150, $160. The same way if you're working, they give you, when I was working, I got a paycheck. And my paycheck was like, $250. That was part-time. I got EBT for $240. They try to even
Carmen,
it out.
But wait, Carmen, and I respect what you're saying. Excuse me.
Yes.
But what about the migrants that came here and was, I'm not going to say they were getting unlimited food stamps, but all that they were getting. What about that?
They wasn't. I'm not saying they shouldn't have gotten something, but they shouldn't have gotten a whole lot. They shouldn't have cutting down people to satisfy them. They should have taken the job offer that HRA asked them, do you want to work? Do you want to go to a trade school? HRA got contracts for every school in the tri-state area. They have no excuse. They can even work for the BOE. That's the Board of Elections. And you don't get the check right away, granted, but you get a check. But then you still get your cash. But still, they should have went out there and made an effort. Because if you play games with HRA, they cut you off. They're not playing with you. They don't smile. They don't laugh. They just cut you off. And you are the one left holding the bag. Medicaid, you don't get Medicaid from HRA. If you have a job, you do, and you get Medicaid, you don't get Medicaid from HRA. Because your employer takes our money for Medicaid, Medicare, EEE, FICA, and all the other taxes that you can go down the alphabet line. They do not give you that.
Carmen, I found your call compelling. I am a minute late for a break, but I stayed with your call because I really appreciate you. I want to hear from you in the future. It is time for a break. We are coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show
on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Baseball is back, and the first pitch is on Netflix. The New York Yankees, led by seven-time All-Star Aaron Judge, head to the San Francisco Bay to take on Rafael Devers' San Francisco Giants. This season kicks off with one exclusive opening night game. Watch MLB Opening Night, the New York Yankees versus the San Francisco Giants, live on Netflix. Wednesday, March 25th at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific.
Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
I am looking at my Twitter at my ex, Liz Rosenblatt, the lovely Liz Rosenblatt. What's the weather like down in Florida today, tonight? 95 as we're about to go back into cold weather, and it's rainy here. But hey, Liz, we don't have alligators. But Liz says, Dominic, you banned Teddy from your show for 1 week. Sid told his viewers that he and Bernie banned Teddy permanently from their show back in the day. Teddy should be grateful to you. He probably wants to be invited to your next pool party. Matt Blaze, help me out, man.
Dominic, I'm going to come with my floaties and my flamingo raft, and I'm going to swim in your pool while I give you math problems.
And tell you that you got to articulate far left views, and if not, poor Teddy or the poor boo-boo, the poor boo-boo.
I'll take 2 hot dogs and a cheeseburger. Thanks, Tom.
I don't understand where he was coming from. You won't go into Co-op City? Co-op City, I mean, I'm not one of these rappers that raps about, I'm from the hood and never stepped a foot in the hood. I'm from the hood, and there's nothing to be, it's not a badge of honor. I mean, I'm not going to diss where I'm from, but I don't use that as a badge of honor like these rappers. And Teddy's, you won't go into Co-op City. Teddy, I'll go into Co-op City blindfolded, please. Anyway, let's go back to your telephone calls. Mitch, line 5, the Boogie Down Bronx. Mitch, what's on your mind?
Yes, hello, Dominic. Well, I mentioned that I missed the earlier exchange with Teddy, but I noticed that you've mentioned Co-op City repeatedly, and I'm in Co-op City right now because I live in Co-op City. But anyway, the reason I'm calling is more serious. The reason I'm calling is that I saw in the newspaper, in the Daily News for Wednesday, that 2 people were thrown onto the subway tracks at the 63rd Street Lexington Avenue station. One of them is an 83-year-old man who's on life support now, and he's not likely to survive. And what that brings to me a couple of questions. First of all, Where the hell were the platform, the gates, the platform doors, or the gates, or the fences, whatever they are? John Oliva, the head of the MTA, has decided.
Wait a minute. You're talking about the gates. What do the gates got to do with a migrant that's crazy pushing people on the platform, including the elderly man you mentioned that's an Air Force veteran, 83 years old? What do the gates got to do with the platform?
Because I think the gates might have prevented that. The idea of the gates was to prevent people from getting thrown onto the tracks, from jumping onto the tracks, or falling onto the tracks. And
the gates where you come into?
No, I'm talking about not the turnstile gates. I'm talking on the platform. They're supposed to have, they call it platform doors.
Mitch, nothing's going to stop these nuts until you stop them from getting on the train. I don't know what's so hard about this. If you're a migrant, if you're an illegal, I say this at least once a week, get out. This is why the Trump administration is doing all the right thing. Get out. He shouldn't even have been in the country. Why are we dealing with somebody that's mentally ill? That's not even supposed to be here. Hey, Mitch, I'm out of time, so I want you to call back tomorrow because I apologize to Rose here, Long Island, Joe, New Jersey, Norman in Brooklyn. We're just out of time. Matt Blaze, hey, you're DJ Matt Blaze, right? But when's the last time you DJ'd, man? I understand you're pretty good.
Oh, it's been a little while.
We got to get you back to DJing, man.
Maybe we should throw a party.
And not inviting Teddy, but I like Cindy Lauper, though. Folks, I'm back at 3 p.m. Eastern. Teddy, you won't be on with me for at least the next week.
Thanks for listening to The Dominic Carter Show. You can hear The Dominic Carter Show weekdays at 3 p.m. and Monday through Thursday at midnight and Sunday starting at 11 p.m. on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder,
what the heck is going on here?
If you're looking to create, grow, and sustain your wealth, download and subscribe to the Pain Points of Wealth podcast at BeBullish.com with Bob, Ryan, and Chris Payne. It's your podcast for market insights, money tips, and real talk on the economy.
Download and subscribe
at BeBullish.com.